If you can find one better, then go for it. I got nothing. I'm done looking.
I mean, it's your character. If you don't want to look, I can look for you.
Well, I just pasted one into TeamSpeak. I can't really find anything good. And it's like, yeah, that was kind of cool. Whatever.
This one's kind of creepy.
Which one? The last one I pasted? I didn't know if that was a psyker or not. I don't know anything about the Imperial fucking that shit. I'm a freaking Necron and Chaos player. Sorry. And Nids and Eldar. I don't really touch the Imperium much. I'll take the one that you just dropped in. He's like, yes. That skull is his best friend. You don't even know. Everyone else persecuted him for his psycherness. But that skull was understanding.
Okay, we gotta upload Itchy.
Maybe you have to be like a special contributor to do that.
No. 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 Stop it.
Wait. Gravatar? The heck is a gravatar? I don't even know what that is.
Okay, Ichi, how many hit points do you have? How many wounds?
13.
15?
13.
13.
1, 3. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. I'm looking off the characteristics page and it says 13. It doesn't say it on the summary page. Or it does, and I'm not.
It doesn't say it on the summary page.
Okay, then.
For some reason, there are cells in the characteristics one that are not transferring to the front page like they're supposed to.
Oh, avatar thing, you didn't change. What the heck?
You might have to reload.
I did. It changed on the chat thing, but not in the actual thing.
I have to make sure I pull everybody up on Steam, too. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, hi.
So, the last time we played, you guys were... You had just crash dived into the warp. We already made all the... That's my Coke, I'm sorry. We already made all the rolls for...
Are you sure it's not?
Yeah. We got guns for that. Screw hitting him with a pickaxe.
I can just imagine a creeper exploding behind him now.
The creepers aren't the problem. The
God.
problem are the freaking...
Okay. I'm sorry, you just...
What?
Continue.
I derailed everything from the start.
Yes, you did. You're a jerk.
Continue.
I'm gonna start making you roll random D100s just to mess with you.
Oh boy.
Or am I?
Yeah, whenever I
Okay,
roll D1...
so...
Witness my doom!
My
Roll a 100.
Yeah, Strachan is very good at rolling 100s.
Yes, he is.
Itchy, I'll have you change your name later when they actually run into your character because they don't know who you are yet. So we already rolled for what's going to happen during your passage, but you're at about the halfway point. You guys have been in the warp for 16 days. It has not been very comfortable. You've been not able to sleep very well. The Geller field fluctuated a couple of times a few days ago, and thankfully the tech adept that you rescued has managed to keep the bubble up for now. But every time you try and sleep or meditate, in Mink's case, you are plagued by horrific dreams, and you can constantly hear like whispering and conversations that you think are, just around the corner. There's nobody there.
Is this still happening as we
Yes.
speak? Okay.
Let me just set myself off of voice activate. Alright, I'm good.
We'll go through the content of your dreams in a minute. And feel free to share or not share. It's entirely up to you.
Use some private messaging.
Yep, use of liberal private messaging.
Alright.
So, my question is, where are we at, and where are we going?
You don't actually know where you're going because you didn't hang around with the navigator to find out. You just kind of pushed him off into his little bubble and left him there.
Well, no, I mean, like, us walking.
I was heading to the brig because I remember before we went into the warp, before we even left Megiddo's orbit, I forget who it was that I got the information from, but I heard that there was a psyker being held in the brig on the one of the brigs, I guess. And I happened to, I guess, after these 16 days, narrow down where exactly on the ship we have to go to find him. Because Mink's a little concerned about having a psyker being held on the ship that he doesn't know the potential of, especially since they're going through warp space right now, and they don't exactly have a ship that's prepared for it. Actually, they have a ship that's in probably the worst possible condition to be in warp space.
Pretty much.
So
Solvita is tagging along in case he gets to smash something. Crush a head in. Or body. Keep the head.
Why, thank you, Draken.
Alright, so you just let me know whenever we to where we need to go, or whenever you're done private messaging people.
I mean, you feel free to ask me questions or keep talking to each other. It's entirely up to you.
I assume you're still PMing.
Yep, we're still going.
Alright.
Only man. You can only type so fast.
Type faster. You're a master, not a man.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you guys start your little trip?
Well, we were all on the bridge, so we kind of left from there.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, where would the brig be on a ship like this?
You don't know precisely where it is, but you know that if it follows the same general plan for an Imperial ship, it's going to be down here somewhere.
Alright, so I guess we've been walking around down there, because I don't know exactly. Could I try to use my Imperial Navy knowledge to try and help us get... Or would that be way too specific? Do I just have generic knowledge?
It's not that it's too specific, it's your knowledge is more of the tactical kind. In general, the Imperium kind of builds everything the same blueprint. They might move one room over, but the general outline is going to be the same. So you know it's going to be down here somewhere, you're just not entirely sure where.
Okay.
You could...
I have an...
Oh?
Could be risky, though. Could I do a senescence test to determine whether a psyker has been using their powers somewhere in the area? To locate, the psyker in the brig. Ed's character. Just give me a rough general direction of where I should go if I'm on the wrong.
You could try and make an attempt, but you do have to keep in mind you are inviting the warp into your mind while the only thing protecting you is the Geller field.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you're saying even if I did fettered, there'd be a risk, there'd be some chance of me
Yes.
rolling on the happy table. Alright, would just like a failure itself cause that, or would I have to roll a certain, like doubles or something?
There really isn't a chart for it, because they assume that you're not going to be crazy enough to use psychic powers when you're in the warp. I'm going to go with if you get 1 degree of failure, you have to roll on the table.
Any ideas, This isn't me, like, asking you, this is like, if you were just along for the ride trying to find the same... If you had any ideas how you'd find it quicker. That don't involve potentially rolling on the happy table.
Can we contact... I say try to contact somebody that can bring up like schematics or something. Like tech priest or something like that.
I suppose we could try to find, we're not too far from the engineering, there could be somebody around, or we could try to find like a security like terminal somewhere that might...
Yeah.
I could use
Well, I mean,
tactics on this.
you guys are all patched into the internal dock system now, so
Yeah, so we could probably just,
you just talk to somebody.
call
If that's
one
what
of
you
them and be
wanna
like, hey, can you see where this place is at? Need to get to?
That be fellowship test or inquiry or something like that.
You just have to think of who you want to ask.
Let's try the tech priest. See if he can...
Oh, Suetonius?
Yeah, Suetonius, and see if he can do anything without hurting the shield being up.
Oh, we're just asking him to punch up a schematic.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to know if the lights are on or off too?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Like...
Any locks or anything around too?
Like he knew what we were looking for hours ago. He was just waiting for us to ask.
Probably.
private message. Alright. Okay, so you guys are... You just walked through the cargo hold and you're about right there. The directions that you were given by Suetonius lead you through a lot of winding, twisting corridors and will eventually lead you to the brig, which is located down here.
Alright, so we're nowhere where we need to be right now in this area.
Nope.
Alright, I suppose I'm going to start heading to where he said we should go then. And following the path that he gave us.
Okay. Itchy, you have...
What's up?
You have that thing that is constantly making you
Oh, do I have to roll on the happy
do
chart?
something, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, roll a d10.
I forgot how to do that. I click on the dice
Oh.
thing on the left, and then I click on this.
Or you
Okay.
can also type slash roll 1d10
Okay.
and then add whatever the modifier is. So for this session, let me just open up my book
Fun
here.
times.
The tables sometimes are scary and sometimes they're not. It all depends on the table.
If it's something that affects us, you might want to just private message it to him.
Oh, it's the happy table. I'm looking it up myself.
It's what he's afflicted with for the entire duration of this session.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you've figured this out yet, Mike, but my guy is kind of... He's not necessarily crazy, psychotic, kill everything. He's got more of a... I don't know, what's the word for it? Nobility? Sort of, I guess, is the word.
Hmm.
That's what you're going to call it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it'll be easy for them to find you. You rolled unnatural decay.
Oh god. He's gonna smell real bad, isn't he?
I'm sorry, I farted.
What it means is organic material within 10 meters of him withers and dies.
Oh, it's the plant one. That one. Okay.
I farted. No. There is one that is that's a bizarre vowels.
Yeah, I thought it was that one.
Number 2 is unholy stench.
There's
Okay.
no plant
Yeah.
life on the ship, though.
It depends on the range.
It's anything plant, any plant material. So, cotton.
Oh.
Living plants, would shrivel and die.
Clothes would just disappear off of people's bodies.
If they were made from plants.
Yeah.
My power armor's not made from plants.
I don't know.
Good
it
thing.
Might be. We
It
can
might
fix
be.
that. Do you need me to roll on the fixing that table?
Are you sure it's not just like woven out of a bunch of grass stalks?
Yeah, very well
hemp.
could be.
It's hemp.
It's hemp?
It's hemp.
Just gonna stiff my armor here. Just a second, hold on.
Could you roll me perception? The two of you.
Yeah, I got rid of my Rolly thingy, hold on.
You guys are walking. You're about here.
I'm also dumb. I've got a nobility about me.
I got 2 degrees of success, I believe.
Yep.
I don't
I
know what
failed.
that means.
Draken, you guys round the corner, and probably about 20 meters down the hall, you see a very odd-looking organic ball. Probably about 4 feet around. It's like stuck to the floor.
Whoops. I have no idea what's going on.
Do you know how the rolls work, Ed?
Nah, no clue. I have
Okay.
no fucking idea what I'm doing.
When we roll a D100, you want it to be lower than what your stat is.
Equal to or lower.
Yeah,
Okay.
equal to or lower. If it's higher, that's bad. If you get a 100, you're freaking screwed. If you get a 1, you're amazing.
If you roll 100, I get to start making things up.
That's why I said you're screwed.
I haven't screwed Mike yet.
No, you
He's
haven't
had some
screwed,
spectacular ones.
and you haven't screwed Tom either. You just made him smack into a basilisk, that's it.
You, on the other hand, mister, I can't stand in any amount of liquid.
I haven't rolled 100. I'm not agile at all. I'm a big, dumb
Yeah, you only
space
have
marine.
one of the highest agilities in the party.
Really?
52!
I always fail it, too.
Would this be something that I could use knowledge of demons on, or would this have to be senescence, or would this have to be scrutiny?
This was just for you to go, what the fuck is that? If you want to get closer and look at it, you'd have to use scrutiny.
Yeah, and I have no idea what you're looking at, because I'm dumb. I can't notice anything.
I'm going to use scrutiny.
Alright, as you close the distance, so you guys are probably about 3 meters away at this point, you can see that this fleshy ball seems to be actually part of the deck. And you can see that somehow wrapped up into this 4-foot wide spherical organic looking thing there used to be a person. There's a couple of fingers sticking out on one side and there's a toe sticking out on another.
Oh boy. Okay, what was the name of Edward, right? That was like Gallus's connection to like the crew that's on our side, I believe.
The guy with the knife?
The officer? Yeah, I think so. No, the knife guy was Clemens, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Clemens.
Clemens, alright.
Jackson, Edward were officers.
Because I'm thinking we're gonna like, we're not gonna try to deal with this, we're gonna call them, because we don't have flamethrowers. Or, I mean, I guess I could shoot it with my... But I'm gonna see if we can call them to send, like, a team down to deal with that. Maybe look around the rest of the lower decks, try and find any more signs of that and deal with it by burning it.
So you want to set a fire on a starship?
Controlled.
They're burning thousands of corpses as we
They're
speak.
throwing them into the engines.
I was gonna say, they probably got a thing they're throwing him into.
They're literally dumping them into the engines.
Just lopping off their heads and throwing them in the engine.
Alright, well, I mean, it's not. I can either do a senescence or we can just keep walking.
It's entirely up to you.
Just don't step in it.
Alright, I guess we're walking. Like, wow, that's pretty. Damn, well, that sucks to be him.
Okay, so you're gonna try and call for a cleanup crew on whatever.
No. We're ignoring.
You're just gonna leave the mystery organic ball?
We're gonna quarantine it, I'm pretty sure. 'Cause, what the hell?
If you want to try to get them to come down.
I would tell them just don't tell anybody not to come down here.
I guess we would be calling who is it?
Yeah, you'd be calling the bridge.
Yeah.
And the bridge would deal with fixing that.
Alright, so we're gonna bring that to Gallus' attention by communicating with him.
Just tell them there's something down here. Don't disturb it. Just tell people not to come there.
Maybe tell him, like, if there's any other reports of this, just isolate the affected areas.
Yeah. We don't know if it's gonna spread or not. Or eat people.
This is where Aegis puts on his "What would Tom do" hat.
That does sound like Tom would say that. Does bring up a good point about being the voodoo man. But not in the warp. From orbit.
Well,
What's a crunk?
Tom's nickname for Sylvite Requiem. He calls him Crunk.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Because he has bad intelligence and he hits things in melee. He's like, I hit it with my sword, guys. Actually, the first combat where you got close enough to actually use your chain sword, he was basically forgetting to turn the fucking, like, chain part
He wasn't
on.
turning it on. He was just swinging a big club.
Yep. It was pretty bad.
I hit him with my axe, guys. Sylvite, that's a chain sword. Never mind.
Tom was also riding him into battle like a fucking horse.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it was.
He's lucky because the only reason I grabbed him, took him along, was because he could fly. Found out he couldn't fly.
Alright, if I were to use my force staff to melee attack this blob, would that do anything?
Maybe.
Maybe.
You gonna try?
Think it's worth a shot?
Go for it. Poke it. You got the powers. I'm not gonna touch it with my stuff.
Well, it is a weapon skill test.
Zap it with lightning. Sparkle it with fire. Sprinkle water on it.
I can kind of improve the odds.
I'm gonna, while he's doing that, I'm gonna do a perception check to see if there's anything else going around us.
It just depends on if Aegis is gonna let me get away with doing this, though. Probably not. Alright, I'm not gonna do it the dick way. Alright, let's just... We'll treat it as like a combat encounter, and I'll do a standard attack against it with the force staff just to see.
Okay.
So, I do get a plus 10, so I gotta roll better than 51. And I'm gonna fail it now because I just told you all what I have to roll better than.
Yup, you do that every time. And then you roll hundreds. Yeah, it could have been much worse.
I'm just glad that I prepared before I tried to hit it.
Alright, you make a grand showing of taking your force staff out of the scabbard on the back of your armor. And you reach out to this little ball and you poke it with the tip of your staff, and as soon as you poke it, it explodes and you're now covered in gore.
This is true. Very true. So did my perception check do anything good?
Was it before or after Draken poked the mystery ball?
It was before.
You notice before you start giggling like an idiot at his misfortune.
It was funny.
Let's see. Farther down the corridor, you can see another crewman, appears to be a provost, who is stuck to the wall.
Alright, so we're approaching him right now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna do scrutiny on him at a closer distance, I guess.
Okay.
I really should upgrade my scrutiny.
That's what? 1 degree of failure? 2 degrees of failure? No, wait, hold on. Perception 43, so 53, so what, 1 degree?
That's 1 degree.
At least I could partially make heads or tails of it, I
Yeah,
guess.
you can't actually understand why he seems to be stuck to the wall, but he's probably about halfway up off the ground, so he's about at your eye level. And, he's kind of hunched over, his head is down on his chest. If you want to get closer and actually, touch him and look for why he's stuck to the wall, you can do that.
I might, um... Oh, my scrutiny is so bad, though.
Well, you'll get a bonus now if Draken wants to help you.
Help him what?
Study.
Study.
What do you mean, study?
Do you want to find out why he's stuck to the wall, or are you just gonna
I do. I want to find out. I'm gonna roll for it.
Alright, I'll help him, I guess.
You get a plus 20.
Yeah, why not? What, helping him do his scrutiny?
Yeah!
How come he didn't help me with mine, you dick?
Because he was just standing there looking at you. You're
Yep.
the smart one.
You are the smart one.
Perception, not intelligence.
But
But
it's
you,
scrutiny.
In your typical fashion, rather than actually look to see what's wrong, you just reach out and grab the guy and sort of pull him off the wall. And as you're pulling, you're greeted with the sound of suction. And as you rip him off the wall, you notice that there's a hole in the middle of his chest, and stuck to the wall with the missing piece of the inside of his chest appears to be his canteen.
Yeah. We should take the canteen then. I wonder what's in it though.
Well, it's actually embedded in the wall.
I'm gonna pull it
Oh,
out.
wait, his canteen, went through him and stuck him?
Yep. Do a famous drawing here.
I think I can picture it. He was trying to drink from his
If-
canteen, and then it just fucking went...
If we have dude,
Best drawing.
famous
Stickman.
drawings.
Stickman, okay.
He was impacted right over where the center of his chest is, where his heart would be. And the canteen is kind of lodged like this in the wall.
Embedded in the wall.
I want to try
That's
to pull
what
it
was
out.
holding him up.
Can I do something to try and stop him from pulling it?
The canteen?
No. Yeah, I'm trying to stop Sylvain from doing something stupid again.
You could tell him not to touch it.
Okay. Sylvain, don't touch the canteen.
Why can't I touch it?
Just don't touch the canteen. Let's keep going.
But it might be something good in there.
It's a canteen that nailed someone to a wall. Went straight through his body. You sure you want to touch that?
Imperial Guard? Ah, I'm not Imperial Guard. Can we at least look at it? Inspect it? Okay, I'm gonna look at it. See if I can see anything that might be valuable. Nope. Don't see anything
There's a very
at all.
pretty pattern that the blood dripping down his back left on the wall.
It's a pretty pattern, though. Ah, I want to pull it out. You have no idea how bad I want to pull it out. What harm could come from me pulling it out? You can't even do your little fancy fortune telling, can ya? We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. Okay, so we're gonna continue on.
Okay.
So we continue off to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz, who's locked in the brig. And then we encounter the talking trees that throw apples at us.
Just wait till you get to the flying monkeys.
Oh god. Flying monkeys with las guns.
So we gotta go back to the other page. You guys have continued your little journey. You've gone down a couple more decks. And you are about here now. And there's a sealed blast door leading down to the lower decks.
Okay. I'm going to Vox Sutoni.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be my nickname for him is Brigman.
Back.
Welcome back.
And you hear a couple of whirs and a click, and a set of gears start turning, and this blast door starts rising up into the ceiling.
Alright.
Need perception. Both of you. Not that one of you is actually going to make it. Wow, Draken.
Wow.
You.
I was
You
ready
keep using
for...
these on inopportune times.
And I actually passed mine as well.
Barely.
But I did.
Just saw a guy impaled to the wall with a fucking canteen. I'm like, what could possibly be waiting behind this door?
Well,
I'm
yeah,
ready for
that, and I'm seeing a blast door going to a break, and I'm thinking, must be dangerous.
As the seal is broken on this door, there's just a torrent of blood that comes spilling out from under the seal. And as the door retracts into the ceiling, it's scraping off body parts that were stuck to the door. There's a large scorch mark just on the other side of the door, and then just a pile of bodies that are all wearing uniforms, charred uniforms of the provosts.
Alright, can I do a perception test again to see if I can try to deduce what exactly was used to kill them, or...
Yes. Try as you might, you can't think of a single corporeal explanation for why these bodies look like this.
He's too busy trying to see if there's anything else coming at us. I will also check. Okay.
Of course he would know how to kill people.
Of course.
Well,
You also come to the same conclusion that there was no corporeal reason for these people to be in the state they are in, and you slap Mink on the back of the helmet and just spit the word sorcery out of your mouth.
yeah. Pretty much.
Am I gonna have to do like an agility test to step through this mound of corpses?
Yes.
You go have fun. You know how I am
As
with...
best you can tell, there seems to be about 20 individuals in this pile.
Now I regret not picking telekinesis powers, right?
Yeah.
Where you just float.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I
Tell you what.
roll a 100 and I hit my head in the ceiling so hard I just knock myself unconscious.
You have a -10 because you're already coated in a sheen of gore.
Oh, fuck.
You know I'm not gonna make it,
I
so
need to do an agility test.
I'm
Mhm.
just gonna go swimming.
So I get those infamy replenished back to 3 every session, right?
Yep.
Or I'm going to use one of those right now to cancel that minus.
Okay.
So I need to roll
Oh.
4.
They replenish?
Yes.
I did not know that.
They're similar to... Look at you.
Thank God.
They're similar to fate points in other game systems, but they're a little different. You can't use them like a fate point in this one.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't know they replenished. I would have been using them.
any role, pretty much, you can use them on, but you only have so.
Well,
I
yeah.
can only do it 2 more times a session.
Because I have, what, 4 of them? So, yeah. I've only had 3, I just got 4.
Knowing you, you're just gonna swim through the bodies.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, I'm not gonna make it.
Won't resist the urge.
I'll give it a try, though. I'm gonna try.
Well, Minky's getting fed up with this shit, and he just sort of stomps through the middle of the pile. No fucks given.
Crushing all the bones and body parts under his feet.
Come on. Come on, reflexes. Save me now. Thank God.
Wow, you did a better job than me.
Just like how I'm
You
sick
follow
of this.
and just stomp through the middle of the pile.
Nah, man, he followed my footsteps, let's be honest.
Well, that's why I did better.
Exactly. You didn't blaze your own trail through the body.
I could have, but I did better because I had your help.
How many bodies were there pressed against that door?
20.
As near as you could tell, there were about 20 individuals.
Damn.
So
Sort of like if we go back to famous drawings.
all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna look at Mink and say, on our way back, I'm getting that cantina. I don't see any reason why that thing's.
If we have the hallway behind the door, and then the blast door is here, you guys are coming from this direction. There's a big heap, like, right there in front of the door. And then there is a very large scorch mark right here, and it extends up the walls on both sides of the corridor.
So I'm guessing somebody just exploded and set them all on fire.
Sorcery, just like I told you.
Well, you know there's no corporeal explanation for what happened to them.
There's one of you people blowing him up, doing something to him.
Alright, I'm gonna call Suetonius again after we get past these bodies.
Okay.
Should we tell him to drop the door? Me having quick draw means that I don't have to worry about readying my chainsword or anything, do I?
I'd ask Gallus, but Mink really doesn't like Gallus too much.
Why you know like Gallus?
Because he's a jaded son of a bitch.
He's a smartass who can't fly.
Oh, Gallus
Yeah.
is Tom, huh?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's tough.
Oh. Why you know like Gallus?
You just wait.
He makes fun of everybody.
To be fair, I've dropped him on his head a few times.
The first time he sat in the cockpit, though, he fucking rolled a 100, so I think he kinda... paid
They were
for all that.
inverted.
I got this, guys.
Inverted controls.
What's a Suetonius?
That's our techie man.
Our Dark Mechanicus Adept, who we rescued from Megiddo.
Yep.
Who was,
I don't know what a Guido is.
that was the planet we started on,
Oh, okay.
that we escaped from.
Wait, I thought Guido was the guy who shot first.
No, Megiddo.
Oh, okay.
We were actually on, like, I think the capital hive city, Tel Megiddo, on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then a full company of Black Templar descended from the sky. And
Oh.
we fucked some shit up. And we ran like bitches.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
I told him to.
Maybe you should stop being bitches.
That's the Gallus was like, let's go into them, and I'm like, no, you can go by yourself. I'm not.
I'm pretty sure Tom was the only one who actually managed to stay on his feet long enough to start running.
No, he was laying on the ground with his eyes burning and stuff. Or maybe he was on his feet. He was just
He got knocked
covering
on
his
his
eyes.
butt, but he stood up when you fell off the roof.
I didn't fall off the roof. I
No,
jumped
you
off.
just jumped head first.
I jumped off. There's a difference. I purposely jumped off there. I just didn't purposely belly flop into the ground. Yeah, well, while he's talking, I'm gonna ready my chainsword. Get ready.
Do you have to make a roll on that, or?
It says it's quick draw, so during I can use I can draw and ready a weapon as a free action with a pistol or basic classed range weapon or a weapon that can be wielded in one hand. So I don't think I need a roll for that.
You know, I really just had to throw that last name on.
That
Ermgar!
is pretty good. I'm sitting there reading the name and I'm like, yep, sounds like him, all right.
Yeah. My bad.
No, actually, it actually sounds pretty cool and hilarious at the same time. Just gotta be careful of these guards. I believe that they're Tempestus Scions in training or something.
I don't know what that means.
Super frickin' strong elite group of the elite of the elites.
Are they the Bastion?
Way elite.
Oh yeah, that's right, black ships. That's the that's where people get disappeared from. It's like, oh hey, a black ship. Hey, we never gonna see them again. Ever.
Yep.
They're just gonna feed him to the Emperor. It's fine.
So they were rendezvousing with a black ship, and we're just like, hey, to war now.
Amazing English.
Well, didn't you guys say he had a low intelligence anyway?
I've dubbed him Brigman, and he's not gonna sork my day, which means he's not gonna, psych or sorcery my day up.
But Mink can sark your day up.
Continuing on your merry little excursion. Going down the next deck. These are all empty cell bays. Kind of like a cell block in a prison. You go down the next deck, and the next, and these are all empty. And you guys are on the final deck. You get about halfway. If you would please roll me perception. You are one dense motherfucker.
Told you. I'm not smart, I'm not agile. The only thing I know how to do is bash people's faces in.
Can't even.
Dropping on your left,
You
about
see
20 feet
scales.
from the last door, there's a very large blast door at the end of the hallway. As you guys are walking up towards it on your left, there's another pool of blood coming out of one of the cell bays.
Alrighty.
Famous picture time?
Famous picture time. So if this is your
Yay.
corridor, here's your blast door. You guys are about here. And there's cells lining both sides of the hall. And the one about 15 feet from the end, so right here, there is a large pool of blood that's all over the hallway, and it is coming from this cell.
Why you do this?
Because Mink is picturing Callus locked inside one of the cells.
Why he do that?
So I drew him in there with an evil face.
Because for some reason, Jocket's character wants to see Toms in chains.
Ah, well, those kinds of things.
Yeah, I will go first. I don't mind going first. So I'm gonna go up to the blast door.
Okay, barring the one that's out of place. As you approach the cell, you can see that, and there's kind of cross grates going across like this just to, keep somebody from getting more than about their arm out into the hallway. You can see that the middle section, so about right here, is deformed and kind of pushed in.
Well, I'm going up to everything, so I'm gonna do a little perception check. I'm gonna do, and I always forget, I've got heightened senses, so sight and sound. It gets a +10.
Plus 10. So it'd definitely be sight.
So my perception is a 47.
Kind of
Nailed it
stuck
exact.
to the bars here. There's like strips of cloth that are absolutely soaked in blood, and there's little like chunks of meat that you can't really identify. And then all the way across the back wall of the cell, splattered up against the wall, is another provost. But he's in pieces. It seems as if someone pushed him through the bars and then all the way across the room up to the back wall.
Wow, the Play-Doh Fun Factory.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, I'm gonna turn my attention, and I'm gonna probably look at the blast door. And I completely fail. I don't notice anything about this big door.
You can see a great big door, you have no idea how to open it.
Shall I roll then?
Oh, can I knock on the door? Should I knock on it?
You should let me look at the door.
Okay.
Seems to
Suetonius.
be an everyday, ordinary blast door.
Alright,
Contact Suetonius, or do I knock on it?
You could try talking to the tech priest. You could see if you could open it yourself. Draken, if you don't want him to knock on it, you can walk up and knock on it.
I'll attempt to open it. I got some pretty good tech use.
Okay, as you walk up to the center of this blast door and you're looking around for a control panel, you reach out and put your hand in the middle of the door, and it literally feels like you've just been struck by lightning. There's a flash that explodes behind the back of your eyes, and your whole body feels like it's been burned.
All I know is I'm thinking, glad I didn't knock on it.
Well, that's what happened to Draken. You just see him sort of touch the door and crumple to the floor.
And I know, and I'm like, glad I didn't do it. I don't want to crumple.
I am into dead then, GG.
No, you're not into dead. Besides, if we'd gotten to the point where you died, you could spend infamy to not die.
True.
And I think the death would be a little bit better than that.
Trust me, if I wanted to kill you, it would be a lot more spectacular than you just passing out.
Exactly. I would assume so. I'm gonna go over, try to pick him up, help him up.
You want to give me a senescence test while you're in your little stupor on the floor?
Sure. Ooh, shall I
I didn't
count
even
it
have
as-
to. I didn't know. I didn't even have to tell you the bonus you were getting for what just happened to you.
I got a bonus as well.
The pain you're feeling is because buried inside this door are hexagrammic wards that are designed to cancel out psychic powers.
Sorry,
Touching that door for you was the equivalent of touching nothing.
Oh, okay, I get you. I see what's happening here.
And when I say nothing, I mean absolutely, literally nothing.
At this point, can Mink sit up a little, or is he still completely dazed?
No, you can act normal. It's just touching the door severed your connection to the warp completely. So you went from using your enhanced senses that you've had your entire life to having absolutely complete and total calm. It is very disorienting.
Just looking at you like, you fell to the floor. You said. Pointing at the door, I'm like, good, bad, should I kill it? What are we doing? Is there a way that we can intercom with him? With it? Whatever it is? The Brigman?
Well, I mean, you don't actually know that there's anything inside there.
Oh, so I mean, is there a way that we can like talk through the door, intercom
You
or
could
anything?
try and yell through it, but I mean, it was designed to contain an explosion.
Yeah, I figure yelling
So
is not going to work. I'm just trying to help him up, but apparently he just wants to crawl away.
You didn't emote that you're trying to help. You're just kind of standing there, you dick.
Well, I said I was going over to help you. I didn't know if I had to roll anything or not.
You stood there and said, I'm gonna come over and help.
There you go.
No, I was telling Solvite to call Suetonius.
Yeah, we get to talk to Gallus again.
Oh boy.
See, I kind of like RPing Tom.
You do it so well.
It's almost as if I've known him for a decade.
Is this how Tom does it too?
He does
Pretty
call him
close.
Magic Man. He does that.
If only he was a psyker too, I'd call him One Eye. Because that's who he reminds me of.
Yeah. He needs a hat though. We can get him one.
Crap, what's this? We should just tell him to open the door. What's the worst that happens? You get blasted, I run and cut its head off.
This
Gonna get you.
Should I roll for tech use? To explain over the Vox to Gallus how to open the door.
He's got Jenkins. Jenkins will help him.
Aegis. Okay. Wait. Is he rolling his tech use?
Yes.
Fuck. Can I explain over the Vox? Or is there gonna be like a negative because he's like on a different part of the ship?
He's getting some help. Hang on.
Can I help him as well?
There we go.
Yay!
Okay, again, you hear a bunch of rattling gears and whatnot, and a panel flips out of the wall. It's just got 2 buttons in it. There's a red one and a green one.
So the door opened and then like on the wall next to
The door unlocked, and next to the door, a panel popped out of the wall. It's got a set of buttons on it. There's a red button and a green button.
Do we see anything on the buttons? Or
No,
any
just
kind of
red and
words?
green.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Push the green button if you think that's the right one.
You know, no, never mind.
It's probably gonna be the red button. Okay. I'll push. No. I'm just gonna push the green button. I don't care. Pushing the green button.
not gonna scrutiny or anything?
Nope, he pushed the green button. As you push the green button, and there's a very deep metallic clanking of gears starting to lock together, and the door starts to open. When it gets up to about your knees, you hear this horrific scream, and almost faster than you can comprehend, which is exceedingly unnerving for both of you, being the transhumans that you are. You just see this blur go flying out from under the door and land in the hallway.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, oops.
So now there's a body lying in the hallway that wasn't there before that got sucked out.
It almost seems as if it ran out.
Yeah,
And then just fell on the floor, dead. Alright,
Not dead.
just ran out.
Ran out and collapsed.
Alright, I'm gonna do scrutiny on it.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna look in the room quick and see if I see anything.
Pass.
Alright, well, your scrutiny of what you can see of this figure. He seems to have been abused rather harshly. He's been branded and cut and beaten.
All right. The body's shaking now.
Mm-hmm.
So Solvay just went inside the room, or what?
I was gonna do a perception check, but yeah, he starts shaking or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna actually ignore that last one. I'm gonna still do a perception check to just kind of look into the room as I'm walking towards them. See if there's anything in there.
There's a headless body in the corner, wearing a provost's uniform.
So nothing of interest.
Well, I could roll senescence and I could tell you, but
What's the worst that could happen? Don't answer that.
oh boy.
Alright, because he was in the log.
User in your channel timed out.
And then
Uh-oh.
number 3. Get calm your tits. I'm trying to figure out this freaking system. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on.
Take
I'm
your
so
time.
bad.
Don't worry, you got time now, because internet just died, I guess.
Yeah. No, I've been up for like 20 hours at this point. I'm like, stuff's happening.
You gonna roll me a senescence test while he's standing there, Draken?
You're making me roll a senescence test?
Mm-hmm.
I got a question.
Sure.
I
I
hate... Why did you make me do that? What was the reason? And it just... Thank you.
Itchy, you were put in a brig before they took the ship. You've been down here all by yourself.
Ah, yes. Fair enough. So they're taking all these tests and stuff, right?
I don't know why I did a senescence test. Age.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what senescence means. And what all of my shit actually does.
I actually have the page open for senescence right now if you want to know what
Yeah, what does it do? Tell me.
Okay.
Did-
Characters
to
Or tell me what
detect-
page it is.
can use the skill to detect the presence or absence of demons, the use of psychic powers, psychic phenomena, disturbances, or areas where the flow of the immaterium has been unsettled.
Okay.
Unless otherwise noted, a character can use the senescence skill to detect entities, locales, and events up to a number of kilometers away equal to their perception bonus.
Okay.
And it gives you a few examples. You can use a senescence skill when you're hunting for the location of a demon, you wish to determine whether a
User
psychic
entered your
has
channel.
used his powers recently in the area, or if you're trying to find a weak point between the materium and the immaterium.
You also roll me a perception test, Draken.
Okay, I'm back.
It'd be nice if you'd actually pass this one. That'd be great.
There.
Thank
What
you.
more could you ask for?
One more.
Any of my skills I can take a test on, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, so catch me up what's going on.
So,
Ama-
for example,
Aegis isn't making me roll in the happy table for...
Oh, I am. I'm just not going to let you go on the really happy table.
Because I was going to say, not only did I fail, I rolled... So...
Double sevens.
Why did I roll that anyway?
I'm typing. You hear me typing?
Is that
no.
what that... Oh, you're private messaging me. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, all I know is he stood up and yeah, like everything crapped out on me.
Well, you see, I witnessed your internet's doom.
Yeah, that actually did happen.
Wait, what Aegis? 77 is Perils of the War.
It's not quite the. It's
no-
one.
No rape, please. Please, no rape. Please,
Well,
no
now she's
rape.
coming for you.
You cannot rape me.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
he can do whatever he
could.
Pretty
wants.
I
good.
don't really want to. Roll a d20, Draken. As he went flying past you, and your powers touched each other. If you think about it, it's like when you open that door, you open the floodgates on a dam, and all of his power came back to him all at once. That's why I was making you roll.
Okay, I get it now. Plus no rip.
The consequence for that is, as your minds meet, you are picked up and blown 16 meters down the hallway.
Oh, so that whole conversation him and I just had didn't happen?
Wow.
Well, it did. You're just...
It happened like semi-mind link as you were flying through the air at the speed of light. We just had this instant conversation.
You're not actually using words. That was a brief meeting of the minds as his power came back all at once before he had a chance to control it.
So I get blown all the way to the other end of this corridor.
Yep, you got blown all the way down to the corner that you guys turned.
Okay. And Solvite is just kind of standing there like, what the fuck just happened?
Pretty much. Just watching one guy come flying out of the door. You blown away. I'm just like, what the hell's with these people? Freaking fancy magic wielding sorcery people. Never understand them.
You're uninjured because you were only a couple of feet off the floor and you're wearing power armor.
Okay. In relation to where I am in the hall and the other two, am I
We can,
closer to one or the other?
Here, we will reset the fog on this map and turn the fog of war off.
Well, I'm gonna probably just do this.
Okay, we are on this page now. Just ignore the fact that the tech priest is over there in the corner. You're standing right next to the access panel. Tor just came flying out and landed in a crumpled heap. As he passed Mink, he had no control over his powers because they all came rushing back all at once. Because the inside of that cell is a dead zone.
Okay.
The backlash of that much power rushing into one area picked Mink up and threw him all the way down the hall.
Whee!
And Itchy, I believe you should be able to control your Pog.
Yeah, I can pull it around if I want. I got my cursor changes when I hover, so.
Guard.
Oh my god!
You should also be able to see your health bar now.
That's the red bar over my pog.
Yeah. What was the random D100 for? To see what you would have gotten if I made you roll on the full perils? That would have been grand possession.
GG no re.
It's determining how Mink's going to react, because I could go 50-50. Or what's gonna...
Well, you could have just flipped a coin then.
You would have been possessed by a greater demon. Well, possibly. If it had failed to possess you, you would have suffered 2d10 toughness damage permanently, and you will forever add 10 to all rolls on psychic phenomena and perils of the warp.
And if you died, you get.
And if you died, you permanently turn into a greater demon for several days.
And if you died, you would be dead forever.
I don't know, turning into a greater demon sounds like fun.
You really want to be...
Kind of.
facing off against a greater demon right now?
Well, I would.
Maybe.
Well, it would have been a greater demon of Nurgle, because you rolled a 77.
What did that have to do with
but I
the
like
price of-
Nurgle. Nurgle's my ally.
You can explain that to the greater demon who impales you on his...
He doesn't use a sword.
Witness.
He just makes you rot.
What's happening now, Aegis?
Yeah.
You tell me. You were rolling for how you were gonna react to...
Well, apparently Sylvite was coming over to help me out.
Yep.
Well, he hasn't really moved.
Yeah.
He's just kind of standing there like a brick.
Didn't know if I could move the whole distance
Hey,
or...
you used so many turns just then.
Bam, bam. Are we in
My
like a... Are we in combat or what?
No.
Okay, so yeah, just keeping my eye on him.
It was not a malicious attack, it just...
And I'm coming to help you.
Alright, so that encounter happened to trigger other things that were on Mink's mind. So...
I'm just gonna... Yeah. I was just gonna ask, like, what the hell's going on?
Fuck the English language and its retarded spelling. Anyways.
This.
Tor, I think you broke Mink's brain. Good job, Kronk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like just blocking off the hallway right now.
I'm sorry, Itchy. I didn't see your message. 1 second.
So, alright, I'll hold up.
You can take a senescence test, Itchy.
Sure. How do I do that? Just roll 100?
Yep, D100. And you are going to be rolling against your willpower?
I have, like,
It's either
lot.
willpower or perception.
I have a lot of both.
I know you do.
I got my sheet open. That's a pass. That's very much so a pass.
Did we seriously not? Okay, there's senescence.
Yeah, I got it. I think it's in my skill table.
Draken, is it willpower? Senescence. The willpower, perception.
Senescence is perception.
Perception. Oh, well, you aced it anyway.
Yeah, it's
Are there things happening behind the scenes right now?
Yep, we're talking back and forth.
Okay. directing that question at both of us?
Yeah, he's addressing that to the room.
Yeah, I'm just saying it. Yeah,
No tragedy, only enlightenment. Where the fuck did you pull that from, Mr. Smarty Pants?
I pulled it out of me. There's no tragedy with all the death and suffering around here. It's only enlightenment for the true cause. We
You
got
getting
ourselves
all
a
grim
ship.
dark.
It's not grim and dark. We got ourselves a freaking ship, heck yeah.
Well, he doesn't know that. He
Oh,
just
I know.
asked you a question, and instead of getting a yes or a no, he got nothing and no tragedy, only enlightenment.
Well, he asked. It's no tragedy.
This is quite the Mexican standoff you guys have going on.
yeah. So,
On one side, we have phenomenal cosmic mind bullets. On the other, we have
regular
bolters.
bullets. Yes. So I have a question. In the book, is there any section about actually being in the warp?
In the Black Crusade book, no.
Okay.
I took the warp navigation table from some of the other 40k RPGs,
Okay.
and the stuff that there isn't a table for, I'm having to pull out of my ass.
Okay.
Like, you probably don't want to use any powers. I mean, your character should know this
Alright, I don't
while you're in the warp, because you're literally creating a conduit through the Geller field.
Alright.
But, you know, if you want to roll the dice, I mean,
Be blunt and to the point. I have a good martial prowess sense of my character and stuff. I just get a little carried away sometimes. Just sometimes.
So, just another question here. On my skill table, I've got the skill name, the driving stat, and then a value. What's that value mean?
Driving stat?
It says skill stat value.
On the skills tab?
No, on the summary tab on my
Summary
front
tab.
page here.
Okay.
Specifically, I'm asking specifically about the one I have highlighted.
Oh, that one.
Because-
The stat that you're taking the test on
Is that?
that.
But-
This is what you would have to roll equal to or under to
Okay.
successfully pass.
So that would be half of this stat up here.
Yeah, because you don't have this one trained.
Oh, okay. Alright, I got you.
And
And then-
you can use any skill, but if you don't have it trained, you suffer a -20 penalty.
Okay, and then this one I have trained, so I get the full.
Yeah, like this one you have trained, so you get your full bonus.
Okay, I got it. Cool beans. Hmm. Just a sec. I'm going on 20 hours and I'm slow right now. Also, your dick. I don't know how to answer that.
Where's the...
Well, whatever that was supposed to be.
That
I think that actually still succeeds.
that's a pass, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
So, while you're standing there ranting and raving about him being able to control the warp or not, and pointing a bolter at his face, you suddenly realize you're not holding your bolter anymore. It's now on the ceiling. And Itchy, if you would roll me a D20.
Is this happy times or what's happening? Well,
Oh my god.
such is the rise and fall of I don't know what's going on.
Okay. So, Draken, you and Solvite need to make a willpower test.
Oh boy. So,
And if you need to finish your speech now.
oh,
Did you?
okay. Alright.
I'm throwing an infamy point in this. Fuck that.
Well, there's no penalty. You actually get a bonus.
Yeah, right.
You get plus 10. But I think you still failed.
I think we both failed.
I needed.
You failed with plus 20
I
because
had-
you blew a willpower. Or not a willpower, you blew a infamy point.
I had 59. And I still failed it.
Oh my god. Okay, so in the middle of doing his little speech and saying that he has to insist on not having a weapon pointed at him, he reaches out with the power of the warp, takes your bolter, throws it up to the ceiling, and in the process, roll a d5, Itchy.
Sweet Jesus. Shoot myself,
Type
alright.
/ roll 1d5.
Yeah?
Okay.
Did it go off and I shot myself?
In the process of giving that speech, and as soon as he says, insist on having a weapon pointed at me, and he throws your bolter up at the ceiling, there is a very large discharge of energy. He knocks himself unconscious for 3 rounds, and you and Solvite are knocked unconscious for a round.
That went poorly.
Okay, so we're gonna wake up before him.
That's correct.
Okay.
I might just go over there and just like grapple him. Be like, hey. Try
Well,
something, I'll
technically
crush you.
speaking, in the time it's going to take you to walk to the other end of the hallway, he will have woken up again.
I can grapple him by the time I get there,
And
right?
he did kind of just take the non-violent route.
True.
Alright, well, we're gonna do this.
But he said he chose
if
the
you
ladder.
If you used the next 2 rounds to run, you could get right here.
I'm guessing that getting knocked unconscious kind of makes my bolter fall back to the.
It
Drop,
very
probably.
slowly starts to fall when he stops concentrating on it, so it's kind of hovering in the air and dropping really slowly.
So I can't grab it.
The ladder me. Stop it, Steve. Stop it.
Well, the whole thing is just come with us or we kill.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was in response to Mink's question. Is it a power, blah blah blah, or is it a stream, blah blah blah?
Then you decided to use psychic powers while we're going through a fucking warp storm.
Listen,
Well,
You answered my question very clearly.
He is practically naked, and you are pointing deadly weapons at him.
I
I'm
was
just
just
saying.
asking him a question.
With a bolter in his face.
Alright, well, I'm not sure if I can grab the bolter or not, so.
It's so
I-
high over your head, it's going to take a while.
I never claimed to be intelligent. I'm apparently a very average human, except for a few stats, and intelligence is not one of those stats.
Well, I guess I'm gonna charge
Yes.
then.
4 would be a charge, right?
Why is there a circle? What is this?
I just figured out how to
do the
circle.
Hmm.
Is 4 a charge? Or is 8 a charge?
Charge is double your movement.
Yeah, I don't know how to read movement. I got 4 different numbers for, and one of them charge says 24. I don't know how to interpret. I can run past him apparently.
Charge is if you do nothing else other than run. For both of your actions, you can run 24 feet.
Alright, I had to stand up, so I ran 12 feet, I guess.
Yeah, stand is a half.
So, how many is 12 feet on the script?
These are 3 meters. So
Some of the right spot.
you'd be in this one. Or no. Yeah, you're right. You're in the right one.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna move up as well.
You can either try to make this peaceful, or you can try to help me.
I mean, he did kind of try and take the peaceful route. I'm just saying.
He did.
Well, I'm taking the peaceful road too. Don't you worry.
Yeah?
He says as he equips a bolt pistol.
and we go charging in. I'm gonna charge up as far as I can, so that's what, 4 spaces?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't. That's a full action, so I can't move anywhere else from there.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess I'm gonna hold right there for now.
I guess you get to move again because he's still unconscious for another round.
Yep.
Yep. He's got one more of being unconscious.
My action's done.
That was far.
That was my whole thing.
Dara was gonna like jump in the middle and be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe we shouldn't go barreling into him. Now when you move 2 spaces, does diagonal count as the 2 spaces, like left and then up 1?
Like if you want to go to... If you want to go to this one?
That one. Yeah.
Or this one? It's the same as moving 1 forward. Unless there's someone actually occupying this one.
Okay. I'll just move up 1 more. The 2 more that I can go. And I will hold myself right there. And at the same time of me going up there, I'm going to say this.
I don't know if high is good or bad on a d20. I'm gonna guess bad. Out.
Oh my god!
Do we all get blasted like 13 meters away? Yep.
Well, we don't oppose that at all.
That's the backlash of him doing his power. He actually just blew himself off this map.
Blows him back into the room. Oh, the
Listen.
towers are done.
Listen. trying to take the non-violent route. Turned me into a goddamn bug zapper.
Did you really just launched yourself back into the room that you escaped out of?
I don't know, did I?
Aegis,
Yeah, I think you did.
Aegis.
No, he threw up a telecine shield to protect himself. But the consequence of him casting while you guys are in the warp is I'm making him roll on the table every time he does something.
He's trying to do the non-lethal, and he's making it lethal.
He hasn't hurt anybody.
True.
But Itchy, you're actually like 7 spaces off the top of the map.
So you basically flew into the blast door that's only and just
It's
bounced
open
off
by
of it.
now. I mean, it's been opening slowly the whole time you guys have been doing your little Mexican standoff in the hall here.
So he's back in his void
Did you
room.
fly back in there? Is anybody unconscious? What happened?
Nobody's unconscious. You just go poof and
Alright. I need to know, did he go back in the room?
yeah.
Okay.
I.
Bug zapper.
So, what's the order here? Like, clearly, I don't want to be trapped in there.
I mean, if you guys are actually going to start fighting, we have to roll initiative.
I'm trying not to fight.
You're obviously trying
You're the
not
one
to.
who
They're being
started
mean.
it.
I didn't. You pulled a gun on me. You called me. Started. Yeah. Okay.
I pulled
Yeah.
a gun on you, and my first thing I did after that wasn't pulling the trigger. I just pointed it at you.
No, you went off on a tirade about the warp.
And then I made you
I
no
wanted to-
longer pointing the gun
was-
at me.
I want to know if he just used the warp as like a plaything, or if he had some respect for it. Obviously, he has no respect
he
for it.
answered you right before he
He-
knocked
he-
everyone out.
Yeah. He set the ladder. And then took the gun. And then knocked us off. See, I don't know what's going on. All I know is somebody took the gun, that was a neat trick. I thought that was cool, but then knocked me out. I wasn't too keen on that, and now I just got blown away. I'm still not happy. I don't like sorcery. Might be.
Your bolter's kind of hovering in the middle of the hallway now. About halfway down to the floor from the roof.
Wait, you're both Marines, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So you can imagine why I'm laughing so hard when a half-naked human keeps setting off these detonations, making people fly through the air.
It is kind of funny.
Supposed to be, I'd really like 2.
So I was like, this little gun trick is kind of cool.
You talk about the one on his shoulders or the one that he's holding?
The one on his shoulders. He's deformed the one he's holding.
It's mine.
Oh, pure skulls.
It is kind of hilarious, though, that we charged all the fucking way up there. You just knocked everybody, including yourself.
So Pat's trying to help me out. He's like, "Oh, give him a little push." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really want to be a goddamn bug zapper again."
You're gonna slowly learn not to listen to what he just tells you to do.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Well, you could put up your shield," or I'm like, "That seems non-threatening. I'll throw my shield up." It's just bug zapper.
Yeah, I mean, at one point we were talking about him dominating your mind and forcing you to like put your bolter to your temple.
I didn't want to do that.
You gotta understand that Aegis is gonna be telling you half of what could happen.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
He really
I could get something good out of this. You could.
He really wants
Gotta
you
roll
to roll
for
bad.
it. And then when you roll bad, well, you didn't get anything good. You just stubbed your toe or something.
Hey, it is not my fault that you ran into an Imperial Guard lander and went give up now and got shot in the face.
Because I knew I could handle it.
Alright guys, it's 3 a.m. I'm on 21 hours here. I'm gonna go pass out. It's my plan. But yeah, I'm down to keep this up.
Okay.
Alright, how many hours did we play tonight? I think we started at what, midnight?
3.
My time. 3 hours.
Unless
sounds
you
right.
mean
Yeah.
like real like in-game time.
I'm trying to figure out how much experience we got.
You and Zephyr took about an hour to get down the goddamn hall because you wanted to poke all the things. So, and I started playing
I didn't want to
a
poke
little
anything.
after 1. And yeah.
Oh my god.
I just let you know. On the way back, I'm getting that canteen.
You can try. It's literally embedded in the wall.
I'm gonna do it.
Because
Gonna
out of
have to-
character, if you haven't figured it out, I introduced a bunch of Itchy's powers while you guys were walking.
Oh, I've noticed. I've been noticing, but I'm stupid, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I know what he did with the canteen and stuff. It's like, but my guy's like, ooh, canteen, I want it.
Why? You have nicer ones.
Are you sure?
Probably. This one went through a guy and is in the wall.
It had a cool design of blood.
Cause it splattered some.
Draken, we're gonna go with 150 for tonight.
Alrighty.
Just because you really didn't go anywhere.
So, what does that mean?
Go to the advancements part of your character sheet,
Yeah.
and where it says XP earned, add 150 to that.
So, alright, that didn't work.
No.
I hate spreadsheets.
So we need to edit, undo.
There.
There you go.
Fucking hate spreadsheets. Sometimes that works. Oh wait, no, don't I have to have like a dollar sign or something in front?
Hmm.
I don't know.
It's
Equals
Excel.
sum.
Some of them
Oh,
are set up a
okay.
little weird.
I don't know. Fuck this.
Like, what was the one that we were having issues with before?
I don't know. I'm really bad at spreadsheets, but whatever. I don't care if I get splatted. It's whatever. I had fun.
You had fun launching yourself and two Marines through the
Dude,
air.
all I had. Yeah. No, actually, I didn't. My guy is quite annoyed. He's like, can you stop making me do this?
Making you.
Hey, stop it.
Making
Stop
you.
it.
Hey,
Stop it.
I'm just pointing
was-
my gun over at you.
So, you're like, what is the warp tube? I just wanted to type in, just knee jerk, a bank. But I figured that would get me shot quite fast.
Yeah, it's just a warp. You know, it's my power bank.
No,
Fine.
no, it's
I like rolling at the perils of the warp table.
it's an inside joke, kind of. Cause Mike tried to RP with me once, and I didn't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just like, I am a bank. He just declared war on me. I'm like, oh.
To be brutally honest, I was actually kind of hoping you'd roll a 19 or a 20 and start getting a bunch of corruption points for nothing.
If I get 30 plus corruption, I can get Winds of Chaos. So I mean,
You could. That's why I was kind of hoping that you'd be like spontaneous mutation.
I could grow. Yeah.
I think then you would have eaten some bolter rounds if you started mutating right in front of us.
You're all gonna
I
start
might.
sooner or later.
Yeah, we can compromise. Oh my god!
We can compromise. Ignore the bubbling mass of flesh.
Because you're all like halfway at least to your first alignment check. The tech priest is actually only one away.
Yeah. So I said I don't really want to be a goddamn bug zapper to Pat, and he goes, "You're gonna get zapped a lot, just flat out. You're gonna get zapped a lot." I'm like, "Oh, well, in that case."
Well, I mean, if you use if you use Doombolt and you cast it on, full power, you're gonna get zapped a lot.
Yeah.
I'm bracing you for it. You don't have to cast it at full power, but it gets really, really fucking painful when you do to the guy on the receiving end of it.
Yeah. Well, it's actually like an AOE spell, not just a one target.
That's why
So,
it gets really painful.
Maybe.
Because if it is only one target, he gets hit by every single bolt.
Yeah. Maybe we can wait till we're out of the warp before I start.
It'd probably be a good idea.
Probably would have been a good idea in the first place.
Maybe it would have been a good idea if I knew what I'm doing.
You're gonna fit
Well,
along.
you're
gonna
the guy.
with this group just fine. That was fucking hysterical.
I was trying to sleep, and then you opened the door.
Yeah,
And I was like, I don't want to be in here anymore. And then you're just like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, what the fuck?
It's like,
And
you
I'm
played your character
trying
well.
to be nice.
Well,
and
Mink
everything.
wasn't expecting to have like a little conversation with you as you flew through the air in a split second and then get launched to the other side of the room. Actually, I got launched to the other side of the room twice, didn't I?
Yep.
Kind of just,
I owe you for that.
kind of drafty in here.
Just one little tap on the chin. I think.
Just one little tap on the chin. All right.
Just a little tap on the chin.
Okay. Yeah, you can try that if you want to
before
start up
we
a game
leave,
of.
Itchy, I'm gonna do you a favor. You should probably turn your power off.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy, powers. Turn him off, please. Yeah.
We can resolve this right now because I was gonna lay down the compromise. We can end it there if you want.
Sounds good.
lay down your compromise so he can pop his bubble
Whatever the
and
shit
not
is.
have that sustained for, the next week and a half.
Sounds like a good idea.
Blah. But I'm playing with like a split screen because half the screen is the fucking book. I'm trying to flip through stuff, figure out. But I just got like half of them out. I'm like, what's going on?
I know. I'm gonna have to try to get my other monitor hooked up and see if it's still working. Cause I'm down to one monitor now.
Boo.
Sadness. I know. So bad.
Boo. Hoo.
I think you're playing your character pretty well. You're defending yourself because you got us two guys.
So I'm
Just like-
I just want.
We're just like, point guns at him. Actually,
Why
I'm not. I'm just sitting in the back being like, hey, we took over
So-
the ship. We're killing people if you don't join us.
I not gonna lie. Pat was like, "Oh yeah, you could have Mink turn his boulder on himself." I'm like, I could delude the other guy to be my buddy and have him make him stop.
You could. That was one way out.
Turn into a goddamn bug zapper again.
Well, see, the point of that one is when you try to get me to do that, I'm like, well, I don't know if you're gonna like blast me with something or not. So,
Well,
not
it's
gonna
one of
tell
my
him to put
things.
his
It's a
stuff down.
willpower versus willpower.
It's a psychic power. He could literally make you believe that he's like your flesh and blood brother.
We're the best
Yeah.
friends anybody could ever have. What the fuck is a segmentum?
It's a
Why do we have-
section of the
Why do we
galaxy.
have all these goddamn complicated names?
It's a section of the Milky Way galaxy, Itchy.
And the Suetonius
There.
said that the files your character originated from, or were you were press ganged from, or something like that.
We're rolling a perception test, Itchy.
That's D100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Run, Sylvite. He's gonna blast us the other side of the ship.
That's a pass. Barely.
Yep, you heard that.
Listen. Maybe if you weren't... I don't even
It's
know.
not his fault he doesn't have pants.
Listen. You're just jelly.
Like, you literally don't have pants.
Just jelly of my dingling.
Just maybe.
The gear you start with, you have a cloak.
Oh.
Well, on the,
Yeah, that's right. I just have
So
a
you're like a
flat
naked
cloak.
Superman.
Considerable shrinkage.
I've been on a Seinfeld kick, I'm sorry.
Not riding on mine either.
alright, is he gonna...
Ah.
Does he have... Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
He already rolled.
Rolled for what? What am I rolling for?
Deactivating whatever you had to deactivate.
I have to roll to deactivate that?
No, you just have to think about doing it.
Yeah, I
He,
said...
he typed it earlier that he
yeah,
lowered his
Tor...
bubble.
lower shield. Okay. You're evil, Pat.
I'm not evil.
You're a dick. You realize how fast that would die me. Very fast.
Come on, it's an opposed test. You're way better at it.
It doesn't matter. I just said I wouldn't do that.
Well, I mean, you are
Yeah.
essentially a traitor to the Imperium, and so is he, so, I mean... What good's his word? He's already broken the highest vow he could possibly make. Truth.
But I don't know that he's a... Yeah, I I only have I don't know everything that's going on. I know that the ship was commandeered. I don't know whom by. I can make guesses, but I don't know for sure at the moment, and technically the Imperium wants me dead, or they want to feed me to the Emperor, or
Oh,
whatever.
don't worry. Nobody in this ship now wants you to...
Well, you know what I mean. Or the
I
black
mean-
ship wants to come and feed me to the Emperor or whatever, you know.
I suppose you could ask the navigator if he prefers you live.
I'm good to not talk to him.
I'll probably.
Would you like to know what the navigator did? Since we didn't tell you last time.
Hmm. Nah, I'll pass. If you want to tell me in character later, that'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll warn him before we see him. What do I have to roll to wait? Yeah, just hear the very. What do I have to roll to get that canteen out?
That's a few floors up.
Yeah, it's a few floors up, and it would be a strength test
Well,
with a rather
Okay.
decent penalty.
so should I
Decent
roll to see
penalty?
what kind of loot I get for clothing or whatever, or are we just gonna say I have pants and stuff?
We'd have to start ascending.
You guys would have to actually start walking, and
Alright,
I
we'll
am
do that
sure that in the time that you will have before our next session, we can come up with some form of outfit for you other than a cape.
Listen, I just like to be free.
What's
Well, this was
the
only-
penalty?
This was only how many days into the warp, and we have
16.
How many more to?
You guys
It's
rolled
16.
for 34 days, I think. So 16 out of 34.
Do we have another warp storm coming up?
You haven't hit the first one yet.
Oh boy.
You guys are still in the whispers.
The warp storm's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's
And
when you
there's
get to,
two of them.
that's when you get to cut loose with your powers, Ed. And nobody's gonna tell you shit. It
Oh.
ain't gonna matter.
Oh.
Well, it depends on what Aegis has in mind.
Witness your doom.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Okay, so what's my penalty on my strength?
Minus
Oh my
20.
God! Stop it.
He's gonna fail.
Can I
so
assist him?
destroyed it. That canteen is mine.
You you successfully managed to rip the empty canteen out of the wall, but in the
No!
process you crushed it.
What if he got a 1? Would you have given it to him?
He would have had to.
He's
or what
wearing
is
power
success?
armor. It's not for delicate tasks.
Well, I wanted to see if there's anything in it, mainly.
Man,
Because then I could
if he had
share it with
artificer-
Gallus.
Yeah, there's the inside of that guy's chest is in the middle of it.
Yeah,
Hey,
if he had artificer
flavor.
armor on, he could have gotten it.
Yeah.
But-
If he'd have taken his gauntlet off and used his hand, he'd have probably had a better shot at it.
Well, then would my strength be the same, though?
Your microphone keeps getting crackly.
He could have asked me to pull it out with my mind pulling.
Power armor gives you a penalty for doing things that require a delicate touch.
Yes, quite.
Ed, that would have been, I think, a willpower. And if you had rolled a 100 to try and pull a canteen out for Zypher, I would have died.
I think
Laughing.
we all would have.
So you're like, and no, you're not riding on my shoulder. Pat immediately messages me, compel him! I'm like, no, stop it, Pat, stop it. I just told him I wouldn't.
Well, I guess the canteen is
Actually, I
useless
didn't say I wouldn't try to ride your shoulders. I just said, what? I'm like, what?
then. This is like, what? Long story.
But I also said that I wouldn't use psychic powers while we were in warp phase, so...
Yeah, but depending on how bad these storms are, there may be some exceptions to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well...
We'll see.